Good Saturday afternoon, everybody. Welcome to A-Town High School here in Abingdon, Illinois, as we get ready for playoff basketball. Here is the regional quarterfinals about to get underway. The A-Town Tornadoes will be hosting the Princeville Princes. My name's Wyatt Reed, and I'll be taking you along here this Saturday evening as we get ready for a good one. These are two teams that met earlier in the season and played to a very, very close contest as the A-Town Tornadoes were able to squeak by in a win against Princeville back on January 24th. That back at the Lincoln Trail Conference Tournament, 45-39. They also, I believe, played a little bit earlier than that in the year as well, if my memory serves me right. But here we go as the regional quarterfinals. The winner gets the not-so-fun task of taking on the West Central Heat. So they'll worry about that once they win here today. But, boy, that is what is looming in the future here, as that is what awaits the winner of today's ball game between the A-Town Tornadoes and the Princeville Lady Princes. But we're looking forward to an excellent contest here today between two just superstars when you look at it. A-Town, we've been covering A-Town here at TSSR all season long, and getting some comments that people are not hearing me very well, so turning up the volume there a little bit. Hopefully that helps. Let me know if you still can't hear me. I might also want to turn your volume up there, VW. But, just want to make sure our audio is still good to go here. Looks like they're getting ready for National Anthem here. But I will talk about those two superstars when we come back from the National Anthem right after this on TSSR Game Time Live, brought to you by MDH.
I went through MDH when we were trying to get pregnant. We were struggling the first year, and then when we got pregnant, I stayed at MDH and through labor and now for pediatrics. My experience was nothing short of phenomenal. I was met with amazing staff members who helped me through concerns that I had when she was first born, helping me learn how to be a new mom. It was really reassuring and comforting knowing that I had so much support and kindness around me. My entire pregnancy at MDH was amazing.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
MTC Communications is building a high-speed fiber network in our community, and we're putting priority on the areas with the greatest interest. That means we need your input to let us know you want us to build fiber in your area first. Experience the speed and convenience of fiber internet by visiting our special website and registering. Let us know you want fiber internet today, and make your voice heard.
Welcome back, TSSR Game Time Live, brought to you by MDH. That should help, as my audio was messed with on my board. I'm going to have some words with somebody, whoever messed with my audio board here, but the audio should be fixed. If it is not, let me know in the comments. Make sure you get into those comments. We love hearing from you guys, especially if it helps out the stream here this evening or this afternoon. I'm so used to saying this evening, but it is this afternoon. So before we went to break, I did mention that this game going to feature two superstars, and we'll talk about those superstars after the A-Town Tornadoes are introduced. As there is the one superstar for the A-Town Tornadoes, Kennedy Quinn. Got numbers on her here in just a little bit. We've got Emma Gunther making her way out there. I assume it's the same starting lineup I've seen most of the season. Number 14, Caden Quinn. Number 15, Haley Redding, coming off a gigantic performance just earlier this week. We'll talk about that. among other things in this broadcast, and Taylor Ford making her way out to the floor as the starting five. So Paisley Schock for Princeville, by the way. Let's go through the starting five. Paisley Schock in at number 4, number 14, Sydney Kratzer, number 30, Addison Buckley, 31, Kinley McGinn, and Brianna Brody. That is the superstar for the Princeville Princes, averaging 21 points per game, also averaging basically 11 assists per game. For the A-Town Tornadoes, their superstar, the star freshman Kennedy Quinn, 18.9, basically 19 points a game, 6 rebounds, 3.5 assists per game. This girl is special, and she's only going to get better as the career continues. As the tip-off is won by A-Town, they will start with the basketball here this evening as the regional quarterfinal is underway. Taylor Ford's shot is blocked away. That one goes out of bounds. A nice play. Nice closeout there by Brianna Brody, and we're seeing what she can do here in the early going defending the basketball. She's also averaging 1.4 blocks per game. There's an inbounds pass. Emma Gunther gets the shot up. No. Offensive rebound. The putback by Haley Redding is no good, and still fighting for the rebound. Nice pass to Redding underneath, putting it up and in, and a foul. What a play by the A-Town Tornadoes getting those offensive rebounds, and it's Haley Redding who comes off a just unbelievable performance in the second half against, that was their last ball game I did against Anawan, that double overtime thriller, as A-Town was able to come back from a 10-point deficit and get the job done in double overtime. A 3-0 start and a turnover for Princeville. Bringing it left to right are the A-Town Tornadoes. Good to have folks in the comments here. Fortnite is goated, getting in there as another play. That one goes up and in as the shot good by Emma Gunther. So Haley Redding and Emma Gunther on to the score sheet here, and it's a 5-0 start for the A-Town Tornadoes as a lot of folks filing in here for the regional quarterfinal. Good to have you along here on TSSR. Jumper on the way for Brianna Brody. That one's no good, and the rebound comes out to Kennedy Quinn. They like to move it with Kennedy Quinn, her blazing speed. She's also a track star as Quinn tries to get inside, splits the double team, puts it up no good. And the rebound comes out to Princeville, who's still looking for their first basket of the ball game. Addison Buckley, cross-court pass, not the best pass in the world, and Kennedy Quinn comes away with it but loses the handle, so Princeville will come back with it. Princeville flings the ball back up the floor. Redding comes away with it. Just back and forth turnovers we go here. Nice pass. Cutting to the basket, putting it up and in. It's Sydney Kratzer. And Princeville on the board here. It's 5-2, 6:13 to go here in quarter number 1. AC5 in the comments saying Brianna Brody is your daughter. So AC, good to have you with us here. Good crowd on hand here at A-Town. Princeville trying to win this game and get a home game as Caden Quinn pump fakes. It would be a home game against West Central, which would certainly feel like an advantage for them, even though you're taking on one of the best teams in the state in West Central. Top of the key it goes. Princeville, Addison Buckley gets it to the free throw line. There's Paisley Schock. Nice pass out. There's a left corner three on the way, and that one's up and good. That's a three for Addison Buckley. And we're tied at 5 here in the early going. Driving, here's Kennedy Quinn. That shot is short. Offensive rebound to Quinn, though. Haley Redding, corner three on the way, no good. Scoreboard a little slow on the way to, or on the way of in the way of updating, I should say. Goodness gracious, words are hard. On a Saturday afternoon, inbounds pass. There's Brianna Brody putting it up and in, and a foul. Brianna Brody with her first basket of the ball game, and that is a big one right there. As she's able to get that one in and one, an old-fashioned three-point play, and Princeville has their first lead of the ball game. 5:02 to go here in the first. 7-5 is our score. And the winner of this game gets West Central in Princeville as Brianna Brody puts that shot in. So the and one, the old-fashioned three-point play, makes it a three-point ball game. Right side it goes, Emma Gunther. A-Town will look to make her way in as the shot goes up, and that one's no good by Haley Redding. A rebound comes out to Princeville, and a travel. Princeville fans not a fan of the call. That's Kinley McGinn. shuffling her feet. It is a good call. Inbounding the basketball, it's Gunther, gets it into Quinn. Corner three for the tie. That one's no good, and the rebound comes out to Princeville. 4:40 to go here in the opening quarter. Bringing it back is McGinn. Trouble with the basketball. It's Brody, and she walked with it. So back-to-back travels. And A-Town will take the basketball once again here. 4.5 to go here, opening quarter. A-Town coming in with a record of 22-7. The Princeville Lady Princes with a record of 18-12. Which, you know, I look at the comparisons here. I did a game last night in West Burlington, Iowa. In the state of Iowa and the state of Illinois, there's significantly more basketball played here in the state of Illinois than in the state of Iowa. Now, Iowa had a lot of weather to deal with as a foul on the play by Emma Gunther. Iowa did have some major weather, but so did Illinois. But Illinois still managed to get 30 games in, basically. A-Town got 29. So you get 29, 30 games in compared to a team last night that I saw in West Burlington finish off an undefeated campaign, and they finished the season 19-0. Turn around, Brianna Brody puts it up and in. It's interesting to see how two states operate here. 3:55 to go here. Opening quarter, a 10-5 start. Both teams have committed a foul here in the ball game. Nice play there by Caden Quinn getting inside and putting it up and in. A-Town gets an answer, shortly trailing by 5 there, but now it's back to a 3-point game. 3:32 to go, first quarter, as it goes right side. Buckley kicks it to Paisley Schock. Back to Buckley, left wing. There's a three on the way. That one might have been partially blocked. A-Town's able to come away with it. Nice rebound there, Avery Stiegel. Here comes A-Town in transition. Gunther kicks it to Quinn. Quinn, step back, thought about shooting. Gets it to Gunther instead. Emma Gunther hit the nice play. Getting it to Quinn, who was cutting to the basket, putting it up and in. Kennedy Quinn getting her first basket in the ball game. She got 22 against Anawan in that double overtime thriller back on Wednesday night. Also had a really nice article written up about her by the Peoria Journal-Star. If you haven't checked that out, you should. Adam Duvall, I believe is his name. The writer of that, he was here in attendance for that game against Anawan. Nice play by A-Town to come away with it. But a shout out to the Peoria Journal-Star on putting that one in. Nice pass to Avery Stiegel, who misses the layup in transition. 2.5 to go here in the opening quarter. Princeville with the basketball, right side. It goes back up top. Sydney Kratzer gets it to Paisley Schock. They're looking for Brody, trying to get her the basketball. Nice play by Gunther to get her hand in there. Shot goes up. That one's no good. And the rebound tipped out. And that one might be out of bounds off of A-Town. It is indeed. Not really sure why Haley Redding did not pursue that basketball, but neither here nor there. 2:04 to go here in the opening quarter. Winner of this game gets West Central in Princeville. The Princeville Regional quarterfinal game, though, here in A-Town as a right wing three on the way. That one's no good. Brody, the offensive rebound. The putback is up and in. And Brianna Brody's got 7 early points here for the Princes. We talked to head coach Brent Dugan on Wednesday after the win against Anawan, kind of previewing this game. And he said, just got to keep an eye on her. That's what the offense is going to be. Nice cut to the basket. It is Kennedy Quinn making that play look way too easy. A nice move. She's able to get it in. And we've got ourselves a 12 to 11 ball game here. Princeville with the early lead. That one's poked away. Nice play, a steal. Here comes A-Town the other way. Emma Gunther, left-handed layup. That's no good, but a foul. 1:20 to go here in the first. 12 to 11. Emma Gunther again hit the free throw to send us to overtime on Wednesday, the first overtime. Haley Redding, I mentioned in that win on Wednesday night, unbelievable. She had no points at the half, but yet she was able to finish the ball game with 24 points, a game high. And what may go down as one of the greatest games I've ever seen in person. I've never called a double overtime game. First shot is up and good. Second free throw on the way for Gunther. That's up and good as well. Now, A-Town has kind of struggled from the free throw line most of the season. So to see Emma Gunther hit those early free throws, and also to see Gunther and Kennedy Quinn hit free throws at the end of that Wednesday game against Anawan, those are certainly very important, especially now that we're in playoff time. 13-12, A-Town with the lead, 1:10 to go here in the first, as that one's poked. Bad pass, excuse me. Here's Kennedy Quinn on the steal, taking it all the way to the rack, laying it up and in, and one! It's Kennedy Quinn, the star freshman. 19 points a game, and she made that one look way too easy. She turned on the speed, which she's getting ready for track and field. She's a track athlete, so she kind of getting a little early track workout there as the free throw is up and good. The old-fashioned three-point play, and both stars here in the game with 7 points. Kennedy Quinn and Brianna Brody. Avery Stiegel, a nice play to get that interception. Playing a little defensive back on that one. Here's Caden Quinn, Taylor Ford up top. Nice pass inside, but it's a little too strong for Caden Quinn. It goes out of bounds. A turnover, 45 seconds to go here in quarter number one. You know, I did mention I did the game last night in West Burlington, Iowa. Iowa and Illinois, I talked about the differences in the basketball games, the schedules in particular, but Iowa also has a shot clock, which is really nice. I like a shot clock in I like the idea of a shot clock in high school. I think it would take a couple of years before, you know, players adjusted to it here in the state of Illinois if they were ever to adopt that, but, you know, that's another story for another day. I don't want to start that argument here in the regional quarterfinals. 23 seconds to go here in the opening quarter. But it has been something I have been screaming for. I screamed for it in Oklahoma as well. 15 seconds to go. Caden Quinn right side. Quinn with 10 seconds gets it to Kennedy. Kennedy kicks it into the corner. Pump fake, kicks it back out. Kennedy Quinn, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Redding has to get a shot up. She gets it up, and that one almost went in. Haley Redding nearly gets that one to go at the buzzer. What a first quarter, though. We've got 3 more quarters of this. A-Town leads 16-12. We're back after this on TSSR Game Time Live, brought to you by MDH.
I chose the MDH OBGYN group because I've heard wonderful things about Dr. Smith. And upon entering the office, I really got along with everybody and got a warm feeling. The staff is warm and inviting and welcoming. It's a small community, so it's a really nice hospital to have here in the rural area. I continue to choose MDH because of the relationships I have. I really enjoy everybody here.
Welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, brought to you by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call here as we get ready to start quarter number 2. The Princeville Lady Princes and the A-Town Tornadoes. Good ball game here, 1 quarter in, 16-12. A-Town with the 4-point lead. These two teams played back on January 24th at the Lincoln Trail Conference Tournament, and it was a 6-point win for A-Town. Very close. Kind of sense that this game going to be close as well, as that one tipped out of bounds off the hands of Emma Gunther. Emma Gunther already with 4 points here in the ball game. She had 1, and it was the most important one on Wednesday night against Anawan. It was the one to send us into overtime. Emma Gunther may not fill up the stat sheet, but she can definitely play some great defense. And a whistle and a foul on Brianna Brody, as that one will be on Caden Quinn. First foul of the ball game here on A-Town. Fight for the basketball and a tie-up, which A-Town had the possession arrow. My apologies. We have a bunch of messages flying in on the chat, but all of them are getting retracted, so I don't know what's going on, but y'all need to behave yourself. That's all I'm going to say. 7.5 to go here. Into the corner it goes. Emma Gunther, open 3 on the way. That's no good. Offensive rebound, Quinn, no. Redding a rebound, no. Ford comes away with it. Quinn gets it right side into the corner. Caden Quinn, wide open corner three on the way. That one a little too strong, and the rebound comes out to Princeville, and another foul is called. I don't know what's going on in there, but we got a lot of folks watching here. Of course, playoff basketball will bring a lot more folks in, maybe some folks from Princeville who couldn't make the drive. Good to have everybody in here today. Feel free to get your comments in. However, got to behave yourself. That's all I got to say. That one tipped and stolen away. Here comes Emma Gunther. Kicks it to Quinn. All the way to the basket. She missed it. Offensive rebound. Emma Gunther lays it back up and in. Emma Gunther getting it to go. Timeout on the floor as the A-Town Tornadoes have themselves a 6-point lead. It is 18-12. We'll take a quick timeout. Back after this on TSSR Game Time Live, brought to you by MDH.
Dry needling is where you insert a filiform needle into a muscle, a tendon, a ligament, sometimes a bone, and it promotes blood flow and circulation so that it heals that particular painful area.
Welcome back, TSSR Game Time Live, brought to you by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call here on this Saturday afternoon, the regional quarterfinals. The numbers, I believe it's the number 6 seed A-Town Tornadoes taking on the number 7 seed Princeville Lady Princes here in A-Town. So for anybody wondering in the Princeville regional why Princeville's on the road, it was seeding here in the quarterfinals. Now everything goes to Princeville after this. Here's a left wing shot. That one's no good. Offensive rebound. Fought for and won by Addison Buckley. 6:33 to go after that timeout by Princeville. They haven't scored in quite some time. Driving, kicks it into the corner. There's a jumper on the way. That one's no good by Sydney Kratzer. Rebound comes out. Here comes A-Town with a 6-point lead, their biggest. Into the corner it goes. There's Caden Quinn. She drives, turns around, kicks it to Kennedy Quinn, her cousin. Nice pass. There's Haley Redding. Shot goes up, no good, but a foul is called. (18-12) our score, 6:09 to go. First foul of the quarter on the Princeville Lady Princes. And to the line, Haley Redding. First shot is up and good. Now, Haley Redding, had it not been for Kennedy Quinn, might be considered the star of this team. She averaged 17 points a game this season with 6 rebounds. Also, a sniper from deep. She can hit the deep shot. As both free throws are good, leads up to 8 for A-Town. Really, really good from long range, though, is Haley Redding. She actually led the team with the most made threes. That one's tipped out of bounds. Princeville with the basketball here. Haley Redding, 17 points per game. I talked about Emma Gunther and her defensive skills. I'll get to that here in just a second. I looked down at my stats. They actually gave me a stat sheet, which I appreciate that. Into the corner it goes. There's a corner. That one's blocked away by Taylor Ford. Nice pass back inside after the offensive rebound. Paisley Schock is able to get in and lay that one up and in as Princeville finally breaks through. As that ends a 7-0 run. As the floater, that one's up no good by Caden Quinn. Rebound comes out, nearly lost it. And here come the the Lady Princes. Paisley shot goes, picks up her dribble, kicks it back out. 5 minutes to go here in the first half. Inside to Brianna Brody. Brody drives, takes it all the way to the rack, lays it up and in, and a foul. What a play by Brianna Brody. Getting inside and putting that one up through the contact. She's up to 9 points here in the first half. That foul will be the third on A-Town here in this quarter. That foul is second on Caden Quinn. Chance for an old-fashioned three-point play here for Brianna Brody, which at the free throw line, she's 64% and she missed that one. Here's Kennedy Quinn, a free throw line jumper, quickly the other way. That's no good. Rebound, fought for and won by Princeville, but a nice double team. That one dribbled out of bounds. I get what she was trying to do. Sydney Kratzer there on the rebound. I get what she was trying to do. She tried to dribble it off the foot of a Tornado, and the problem is she missed the foot. 4:43 to go here in the second quarter. There's Haley Redding, right elbow shot off the inbounds play. That's up and good. A nice play for Haley Redding. She's got 7. A-Town's lead back up to 6. Inside to Brianna Brody. She puts up the shot. That's no good. Rebound back to Princeville. A foul is called. And that one, I believe, will be on Kennedy Quinn. No, it will not. It'll be on Taylor Ford. My apologies. That's her first. A couple of players on A-Town with 2 fouls. That is Caden Quinn and Emma Gunther. They've got 2 fouls. 4:22 to go here, first half. 22-16. As the inbounds pass, nice pass on the inbound. That one's up and good. It's Addison Buckley getting that one to go. Her first basket since early in the first. And the lead back down to 4 for A-Town. With the basketball, there's Quinn. Nice pass back up top. Stiegel gets it to Ford. Now back to Quinn. They'll reset. Caden Quinn gets to the free throw line. That one banked in. The bank is open here on a Saturday. Caden Quinn with her second basket. It's 24-18. 3:45 to go, opening half. Into the corner, there's a 3 on the way. Princeville looking for an answer, and they get it. It's Kinley McGinn. Her first basket here in the game. It's 24-21. That was a huge basket, you feel like, for Princeville. Kinley McGinn, just 21% from 3. Nice pass to Ford in the corner. There is a right wing 3, or that's a 2 on the way, and it's Caden Quinn. Caden Quinn feeling it here. She gets another basket. It's 26-21, 3:10 to go. Brianna Brody, nice play inside off of Avery Stiegel. That one's up and good. It's Brianna Brody getting into double figures. She's the first player in double figures here today. It's 26-23. My scoreboard a little slow to update here, so bear with me here. There we go, 26-23. Ford. Oh, nice play there. And she tried to bank that shot in, no good. And a rebound fought for. Tie-up is called. Oh, the Princeville crowd didn't like that one. 2:40 to go here in the second. So Princeville will have the basketball. It's worth noting that Princeville is actually in the bonus if they were to force another foul on A-Town. 4 fouls on A-Town. Right side it goes. New face into the game here for the Lady Princes. That's Sierra Stahl, number 5. Not a lot of substitutions here in this ball game yet. You've seen Avery Stiegel check in and out every now and then, but kind of sticking with the same lineups here are both coaches. 2:13 to go here, first half. There's Stahl. Good defense on her by Emma Gunther. Nice pass inside. Brianna Brody's not on the floor, and a travel is called. So Brody trying to get a little bit of a break here before halftime. Whistle. Timeout is called. Full timeout. We'll take it with them. We'll be back right after this. 26-23 is our score. You're watching TSSR Game Time Live, brought to you by MDH.
Working at MDH feels special to me because I'm also from a small community like MDH, and I love to be able to care for communities like this and be able to give them high standards of excellence with medical care as possible. You know, some people like to take more of a medical approach to their care. Some people like to take more of a holistic. And I just want to be able to make their plan of care as individualized as possible.
Welcome back, TSSR Game Time Live, brought to you by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call here this Saturday afternoon, the regional quarterfinal here in Class 1A, girls basketball. We got a good one on our hands here, a 3-point game. A-Town is led by as much as 8. Princeville's led by as much as 6 early in the ball game. That's pretty much been all A-Town since they got the lead back. There's Kennedy Quinn. That one left wing 3, a little too strong. Offensive rebound though, Emma Gunther back to Quinn. Extra pass, it's Caden Quinn, a little too strong on the rebounding effort. 1:40 to go here first half. Good to have everybody along. Feel free to get into the comment section. We love hearing from you guys. A lot going on there earlier. Minute and a half to go. Right side, that one's tipped. Taylor Ford nearly came away with the steal. Right side it goes, Addison Buckley. She gets it to Sydney Stahl, who nearly lost it out of bounds. Up top, Kinley McGinn picks up her dribble. 1:10 to go here. First half, driving. It's Paisley Schock, there's a right one. That one's blocked away by Emma Gunther. And who's got it? It's gonna be A-Town. Emma Gunther, I would say, I would put her as probably the best defender on this team. You could certainly go with Kennedy Quinn. She had the most steals by the numbers, 2.8, but right behind her is Emma Gunther, 2.7, and just the suffocating defense that she plays away from the ball, making sure that her opponent doesn't get the basketball. There's a left wing 3 on the way. Haley Redding, boy, she had her feet set. No good. Offensive rebound, put back up and in. Right on cue, it's Emma Gunther. She leads the team with 8 points. And the lead's back up to 5, 30 seconds to go here in the first half. McGinn gets it right side to Buckley. Lady Princes wanting to get a basket here just before half. Inside pass, that one tipped and stolen away, however. Here comes A-Town. They'll try to take that last shot. Looking to get it to Kennedy Quinn. She'll reset with 14 seconds to go here in the first half. 28-23, regional quarterfinal. Redding kicks it into the corner. Losing the handle is Emma Gunther as a whistle and a foul is going to be called, I believe, on Gunther. Brianna Brody is still on the bench. I'm wondering if she's in foul trouble and I just missed it. Foul will be on A-Town, so that'll be their 5th, and that'll send the Princeville Lady Princes to the free throw line. Paisley Schock to the line. But yeah, Brody's still on the bench here, so either she's getting rest or she's in foul trouble. I'll have to see when we come back if that was something I missed. First free throw's on the way. That one's up, no good. Paisley Schock, a 70% free throw shooter, so kind of surprising to see that miss. Leading the team in free throw percentage, 35 of 50 on the year. Second one's up and good. Paisley Schock gets it to go, 28-24. 3 seconds, 1 second to go. It's Kennedy Quinn. Oh, she almost banked that one in at the buzzer. Well, we have played 2 quarters of basketball, and what a great 2 quarters it has been. 2 more to determine who will move on to Princeville and take on West Central, 28-24. As we'll be back right after this with the halftime show here on TSSR Game Time Live, brought to you by MDH.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Welcome back, TSSR Game Time Live, brought to you by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call here this afternoon. I keep wanting to say this evening, but I know it's not this evening yet. Every time I come here to A-Town, it's usually for a night game where I've gotten the chance to watch some really good basketball here throughout the regular season, and it's carrying over to the postseason here as the A-Town Tornadoes are leading the Princeville Lady Princes at the half, but Princeville not going anywhere, and that's kind of a precursor, if my memory serves me, of the last time that we saw them against Princeville. And let me see if it was that or if it was it wasn't them against Princeville. I'm thinking of another game. Yeah, it was. On the 24th, I did the game against Princeville. I don't know why they list that. Oh, it's a Lincoln Trail Conference game. So I did do that game against Princeville. So it's a very similar game to where A-Town, they get out, they get momentum going, but then Princeville just comes back and hits a big shot, hits a three, gets a foul, whatever the case may be. Princeville's not going anywhere here. And there's a reason that the last time these two played back on January 24th, it was just a 6-point game. And it's got the chance to be, I think, even less than that. I mean, of course, with the chance to keep your season alive, there's a lot more at stake. Nerves will start kicking in at some point, you think, for both sides. But a trip to Princeville is on the line. And, Princeville would like nothing more, even though they kind of struggled their way, had an 18-12 season, which isn't terrible. I shouldn't say struggled. But, 18-12, when you look at the record, you're like, oh, well, a team with an 18-12 record, the fact that you, as a team who had an 18-12 record, could host the number one team in your regional, that'd be West Central. To host them on Monday night, that's what Princeville wants. The winner of this game goes to Princeville and plays West Central. There is nothing more that Princeville would like than to have that home crowd on their side as they try to take down the mighty West Central Heat in what would be an incredible game. And even if A-Town is able to pull this one off, it would be an incredible game because the last two times we saw A-Town play against West Central, it was a 5-point loss back on November 15th to start a 5-point loss back on November 17th to start the season, and then it was a 6-point loss for A-Town against West Central in that second game that they played. So A-Town's failed both times to take down West Central. Maybe a third time's a charm, and that's what A-Town is certainly hoping for as they look to make their way into the regional semifinals with a chance to punch their ticket to the regional championship game. And A-Town's kind of got to look at it in the sense that, hey, if we can get through this regional, of course you got to get through a lot of different players, got to get through some very, very tough opponents, but if they manage to get through this regional, they've got the Bushnell-Prairie City sectional, and they'd be playing games at Bushnell, which they would be able to bring in a lot of fans because, of course, Bushnell-Prairie City used to be consolidated with Avon, so you've already got that close connection there with the Avon folks, and really Avon and Abingdon really not all that far from Bushnell. That's where they would host that regional, or that sectional. That's what A-Town's hoping to get through this regional and play themselves a relatively a home. I guess you could kind of say you'd have a home crowd in that sectional, but that's obviously looking way ahead here. Winner of this game, though, will take on West Central in the regional semifinals. That will be Monday at, I believe it's 6 o'clock. West Central will take on the winner of this game, 6 o'clock, and then the second semifinal game will be Wethersfield taking on the winner of Stark County and Elmwood, which many would assume that Elmwood will move through with a Elmwood team at 21-7 and Stark County sitting at a record of 3-25. So likely going to be Elmwood taking on Wethersfield in a 4-5 matchup, and West Central will take on the winner of this 6-7 matchup, the 22-7 A-Town Tornadoes and the 7-seed 18-12 Princeville Lady Princes. And we're looking forward to 2 more quarters of excellent basketball. Really, this game, you haven't had a lot of fouls. You did have A-Town get pushed over the limit, 5 fouls there in that second quarter, but not a lot of free throws. Refs are just kind of letting them play, but it's really not been that physical kind of game where the refs have had to step in and make a lot of calls. It's been a very clean game. Both these teams, they'd rather swing the ball around, and you just don't see a ton of fouls with good ball movement unless you're trying to get the ball inside. Now, be it, that's what Princeville's hoping to do because they want to get that ball to Brianna Brody inside. She was a force to be reckoned with there in that first half. I just realized I haven't done a rundown of numbers yet. Brianna Brody leading the way for Princeville with 11 points, 5 points for Addison Buckley, 3 points for Paisley Schock, 2 points for Sydney Kratzer, and 3 points also for Kinley McGinn. For A-Town, pretty much everybody helping in, as they've got 8 points. Emma Gunther leading the way. Emma Gunther back on Wednesday night here in Abingdon only had 1 point, and it was the game-tying free throw to send us into overtime. So coming off of that, she has 8 points at the half. Obviously a very good day for her. 7 points for Kennedy Quinn and Haley Redding, the 2 stars, you would say, of this A-Town Tornadoes team, and then 6 points for Caden Quinn. So while A-Town only has 4 players who have scored, you look at it, everybody is helping out. And even though Taylor Ford has not scored here in the game, she's been making good defensive plays and is definitely helping out in her own way. I think she had a block at one point there in the first half as well. So Taylor Ford been doing some good things defensively, away from the ball, guarding her defenders, or guarding her players that she's supposed to be guarding. And Taylor Ford, even though she hasn't scored, has also played pretty well here today. So our score here at the half, 28-24. We will take a quick break, and when we come back, the second half of basketball will be upon us, and it should be a good one. The regional quarterfinals here in Abingdon as the A-Town Tornadoes lead Princeville 28-24. We're back after this on TSSR Game Time Live, brought to you by MDH.
I went through MDH when we were trying to get pregnant. We were struggling the first year, and then when we got pregnant, I stayed at MDH and through labor and now for pediatrics. My experience was nothing short of phenomenal. I was met with amazing staff members who helped me through concerns that I had when she was first born, helping me learn how to be a new mom. It was really reassuring and comforting knowing that I had so much support and kindness around me. My entire pregnancy at MDH was amazing.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
And welcome back, TSSR Game Time Live, brought to you by MDH. As we get ready to go here, getting ready to start the third quarter. Princeville literally just stepped out onto the floor, so we are about to get things underway here. And they came out with about 45 seconds to go in the halftime clock, so they didn't need to do any warm-up shots or nothing. A-Town starts with the basketball here. Quarter number 3 is officially underway here, with a trip to the regional semifinal on the line. Haley Redding right off the bat, a 3 on the way. That one's up and good. Haley Redding, the first player in double figures for A-Town. Could not have asked for a better start. A-Town with an early 7-point lead here. 31-24. Inside pass gets away from Princeville. So with the basketball here, A-Town started with it, so possession arrow will be to the Princes, if it's worth noting. I'm only doing that to talk to myself while I run the scoreboard here. Haley Redding loses the handle. A bump and a foul is called. And that'll be the first foul on Princeville. Yeah, Brianna Brody only had 2 fouls there in that first half. I don't know why she didn't play much near the end of that second quarter. She's kind of on the bench for the last 3.5 minutes. As shot blocked away, fighting for the rebound. Princeville comes away with it. Here they come left to right in the maroon uniforms. As getting in right side is McGinn. Kinley McGinn did hit a big shot. Hit a 3. Those were only points. Nice pass inside. Able to squeak away and get free. It's Addison Buckley laying that one up and in. That was a well-done play. Movement without the basketball, very important in the game of basketball, and Buckley was able to get open on that one and lay it up and in. Here's Kennedy Quinn. As she crosses over, drives, a little mid-range floater, a lot of contact, no call. Fighting for the rebound, Caden Quinn just not letting that ball get away as she forces the tie-up. Good to have everybody along. Feel free to get into the comment section, this regional quarterfinal. We'd love to hear from you guys and get reaction to what you're seeing out there on the floor. Here's a little three-quarter court pressure coming from A-Town. Little one, I don't know what this is here. Quite the zone play there. Kennedy Quinn strips it and comes away with it. She's all by herself, and she'll lay it up and in. Kennedy Quinn with her blazing speed, able to get that one in without much trouble. 33-26, 6:15 to go here in quarter number 3. A whistle, offensive foul is called. Kennedy Quinn able to get there and get the offensive foul called. That's a foul on Addison Buckley, her second, team's second. And needless to say, Princeville did not like that call. Into the corner, Emma Gunther. Gunther had a great first half, led the team in scoring in the first half. Inside pass, Kennedy Quinn, backs down. Trying to work on Brianna Brody, gets it into Quinn. Caden Quinn, unable to get the shot up. Rebound comes out, McGinn, nice pass. Brianna Brody running the fast break, puts it in, and a foul. Brianna Brody with 11 first half points, a game high. But again, we didn't see much of her with about 3.5 minutes the rest of the way down in that first half. So maybe that was by design to get her a little bit of rest. But she is back and able to lay that one in and one. The free throw, that one hits off the back iron, no good. Rebound off the hands of Kennedy Quinn. So it'll be another possession for Princeville. 5:48 to go here in the third. Again, though, after that three from Haley Redding, you just feel like Princeville needed a response, and they got that response thanks to Brianna Brody. And they get a break there with that rebound going out of bounds. 5:45 to go here. That's a three on the way. That one's no good. Offensive rebound, Brianna Brody, and she's going to get called for an over the back. So that'll be her third foul. Team's third. With 5:41 to go here in the third. Good to have everybody along here. The regional quarterfinal. Winner of this game takes on West Central Monday night, 6 o'clock in Princeville. Haley Redding, shot goes up. That one's up and good. It's Haley Redding getting that one to go. And the Princeville fans are losing their mind. They wanted a charging call. Here's Brianna Brody the other way, laying it up and in. Sometimes Brianna Brody, I've seen her twice this season, and she just makes it look so easy inside. 5:10 to go. That's why she averaged 21 points a game. Let's be honest. Into the corner, it's Kennedy Quinn, driving, putting it up. That one, no good. Offensive rebound tip, and that one cleaned up. A nice play by Haley Redding. She's the only player in double figures so far for A-Town. Nice play there. Oh, Avery Stiegel sticks her paw out there and tips that one away. 37-30, biggest lead of the game. There's a three on the way for Haley Redding. That one hit the net, but did not hit the rim. Might have fooled some people if you had a bad angle of it. 4:40 to go. Quarter number 3. A-Town, their biggest lead. Actually, their biggest lead was 8. My apologies. It was 20-12 at one point in that first half. A-Town went on a 7-0 run in that first half, and that's where they've been able to have most of the lead because of that big run. Will Princeville get a run like that? They need it right now. Here's Kennedy Quinn, free throw line jumper. That one is short. Rebound, tip, out of bounds. That'll be off the hands of Princeville. 4:16 to go, quarter number 3. Gunther will inbound the basketball to Quinn. Nice ball movement there, but that one off the hands of Taylor Ford. Tough sequence there for Taylor Ford, the junior. And if you're just watching A-Town for the first time and are liking what you're seeing, this is a well-coached team. There's Brianna Brody getting wide open and laying that one up and in. It's the Brianna Brody show here in the third. She gets another basket. She's up to 17 points. And Princeville back to within 5. But as I was saying, there's Kennedy Quinn. A shot goes up, no good. A foul called, and Quinn will get 2 free throws, so it'll give me time to say what I was saying. So if you're liking what you're seeing from this A-Town squad, got good news for you. Most of this team is not going anywhere. Most of them will be back next season. Only one senior on the roster. It's Addison Anderson, who really hadn't played all that much. Kind of a player who comes in and does the cleanup role, which she actually did play a little bit in the JV game on Wednesday. I thought that was a really classy move by Coach Dugan, getting Addison Anderson some playing time in that JV game. Their JV squad, of course, kind of depleted. They were down to just 5 players, so had to get an extra body in there somewhere. But with that being said, that ball goes into the backcourt and an over and back call on Princeville. So a turnover by the Lady Princes. But yeah, Addison Anderson being the only senior, this entire starting lineup is coming back. And while what we saw on Wednesday, if you were watching on Wednesday, the JV stream, you saw Miley Weber had a really good day. She's going to be a sophomore, but she's got some range. You'd like to see her get some shots up. The problem is, where are you going to get the playing time with this starting lineup here? That's all coming back. There's a left wing 3 on the way for Taylor Ford. That's no good, and the rebound comes out to Princeville. Flinging it up the floor quickly in transition. Now that play was a nice play, just unable to get the basket. Fight for the basketball. What an effort there by Avery Stiegel. A tie-up is called, and the possession arrow, which was glitched there for some reason. It said Princeville, but it meant to be for the Tornadoes. I know I hit the Tornadoes the last time, but the possession arrow will go to the Princes now. So we'll call it there. 2:56 to go here in the third. Regional quarterfinal action here on TSSR Game Time Live, brought to you by MDH. Good to have everybody along. Feel free to get into the comments section. Let us know where you're watching from, who you're rooting for, and also just kind of let us know your reaction. There's a right wing 3 on the way. That one blocked, I believe. And then a fight for the basketball. Comes away with it, Avery Stiegel. There's Kennedy Quinn, right elbow shot. That one's up and good. It's Kennedy Quinn. Team high 13 points now. And A-Town back in front by 9. This is their biggest lead, actually, of the ball game. Doesn't feel like it's a 9-point game. It feels like Princeville still close. McGinn tries to get it inside, but boy, what another great defensive sequence there. Haley Redding comes away with it. And now here comes Kennedy Quinn into the corner. There's Caden Quinn, an elbow jumper. That is no good. Rebound fought for. Avery Stiegel comes away with it, and a foul is called. Who are they going to call the foul on? I believe they're calling that on Princeville. That is McGinn. Kinley McGinn picks up the foul. How do I have no fouls here on the score sheet, on my scoreboard? Princeville has 5, and I have failed to update it. That's just the day I'm having here. Avery Stiegel now going to the line. She'll shoot 2 because A-Town is now in the bonus. As first free throw, Stiegel gets that one to go. Avery Stiegel, no points here in the ball game as of yet until that first free throw. Averaging 4 points a game. That one misses. And I believe a foul or a violation. Either way, the free throw will not, there's no free throw. Avery Stiegel actually led the team in field goal percentage. The sophomore. I think on a number of occasions she was a very impressive player this season, and I think next year she's going to have a big year. She's a great rebounder for the A-Town Tornadoes. And the fact that they've got 2 more years with her and 3 more years with Kennedy Quinn, got to be feeling pretty good if you're an A-Town Tornadoes fan. Watch it. Under a minute and a half to go here in the third. A whistle and a foul. A little too handsy there for Taylor Ford. 1:26 to go here in the third quarter. 41-32, biggest lead of the game here for A-Town so far. Nice pass inside. There's Sydney Stahl. There's a three. That one tried to bank it in, unable to get it. And the rebound tipped out of bounds off the hands of Princeville. So A-Town will take possession. 1:20 to go. Yeah, Avery Stiegel in her limited amount of time I shouldn't even say limited. She played quite a bit down the stretch. 4 points a game, 3 rebounds a game. Doing that as a sophomore, as an underclassman, there's nowhere else to go but up, I think, and she has shown potential. She's shown flashes on and off throughout the year that she can do just that. Emma Gunther gets it to Caden Quinn, a pump fake. Right side it goes Kennedy Quinn, up top Emma Gunther. Under a minute to go here in the third. Inside pass, that one tipped back, and there's a left wing. Oh, thought about shooting. Taylor Ford going to shoot instead. That's a 2. Rebound, no good, but a foul is called on Haley Redding, excuse me. So that will be the third foul on A-Town. 41-32, or 42-32, excuse me. Forgot to update the free throw after Avery Stiegel hit one. My apologies on that. 42 seconds to go. Up top it goes to Buckley. Gets it right side, Stahl. Nice ball movement there. Brianna Brody is able to get open and lay that one up and in. Brianna Brody with 19 points. She's got 8 points here in this quarter alone. 24 seconds to go. She's got all but 2 points for the Lady Princes here. Brianna Brody does. There's Kennedy Quinn, 10 seconds to go. Caden Quinn now with it. Double team comes. There's Kennedy Quinn. Nice move, gets through all the way to the basket, and a foul is called with 2.4 seconds to go. I mean, that's just got to be depleting, though, if you are Princeville. Felt like you were doing really well defending that end of quarter sequence, but yet one little shake and drive to the basket, and that all goes for naught as Kennedy Quinn will now go to the line. First free throw rattles out, no good. Quinn with 13 points, averaging 19, basically 19 points a game this season, 18.9, 6 rebounds and 3 assists, 3.5 assists. Second free throw's up and good, and the scary part is she did all that as a freshman. People have been talking about this girl for a long, long time, and if you read that Peoria Journal-Star article about her earlier this week, you'll see that. There's a 3 on the way at the buzzer. Oh, that hit the front of the rim by Buckley. Just a little short there for Addison Buckley, and that ends our third quarter. We go to the fourth. Princeville needs a run to keep their season alive. A-Town looking to move on to the regional semifinals. We'll find out what happens right after this. You're watching TSSR Game Time Live, brought to you by MDH.
I went through MDH when we were trying to get pregnant. We were struggling the first year, and then when we got pregnant, I stayed at MDH and through labor and now for pediatrics. My experience was nothing short of phenomenal. I was met with amazing staff members who helped me through concerns that I had when she was first born, helping me learn how to be a new mom. It was really reassuring and comforting knowing that I had so much support and kindness around me. My entire pregnancy at MDH was amazing.
Welcome back, TSSR Game Time Live, brought to you by MDH as we get ready to start quarter number 4 here from Abingdon, Illinois, A-Town High School, the regional quarterfinal. Winner of this game will take on West Central Monday, 6 o'clock in Princeville. Of course, Princeville wanting to make that a home game, but they are going to need a run as they were outscored in that quarter 15-10. Nice pass inside. There's Brianna Brody, and that's a good way to start. Brianna Brody puts it up and in, and a foul. Brianna Brody with 21 points. Courtney getting into the comment section. So proud of Haley Redding. Scored her 1,000th point. Well, how about that? Congratulations to Haley. 1,000 points in a career is very, very special. Free throws up and good. The high school that I was at last night, until this season, did not have a 1,000-point scorer in their school's history. So just to put that into perspective of how hard it is to score 1,000 points in 4 seasons as a high school player, congratulations to Haley Redding on doing just that. We'll have to talk to Coach Dugan after this one, maybe talk about that accomplishment. 43-37, got work to do though. There's the drive, nice play. Speaking of Haley Redding, she puts it up and in. Haley Redding tied for the team lead with 14 points. Lead back up to 8, 7:15 to go here. Quarter number 4. Buckley loses the handle. It hit the baseline. And another mistake for the Princeville Lady Princes. Who do the Lady Princes turn to, especially on this side of the ball? Got to get a stop here when you're down. My apologies on the scoreboard here. It is just throwing a fit here today, and I don't know why that's the case. Nice cross-court pass. Emma Gunther's got it. Picks up her dribble. There's Kennedy Quinn cutting to the basket. Splits through. That one no good. Hit the bottom of the rim. The rebound comes out. Here comes Princeville. That one inside to Brianna Brody. Too hard, however. And it nearly took out the gentleman trying to make his way into the gym in the red coat there on the far side of the court. Nearly took that man out as he made his way in. Timeout is called on the floor. We'll take a timeout with him. We are back after this. You're watching TSSR Game Time Live, brought to you by MDH.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Welcome back, TSSR Game Time Live, brought to you by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call. Thanks for joining us here as we are in the 4th quarter. A-Town will get the basketball back after a timeout. 8-point lead. They've led by as much as 9. But Princeville, similar to the last time we saw them here on TSSR, that was back on January 24th, just not going anywhere as Avery Stiegel's shot's no good. Nice play by Emma Gunther to get that rebound back. I'll have to look at my stat sheet and see what Gunther's averaging from the rebound side. That one's up and good. It's Caden Quinn from the left wing. Big shot as A-Town takes their biggest lead of the ball game. It's 48-37 with 6 minutes to go. That one blocked away by Emma Gunther. Fight for the rebound. It comes back out to McGinn. There's a right wing 3 on the way. That one hit the net. No good. A rebound tipped back into A-Town's hands, and they'll take over. Here comes Kennedy Quinn losing the handle. Chaos everywhere. Into the corner. There's Haley Redding. Jumper on the way. It's up and good. It's Haley Redding. She's got another one. 16 points for Haley Redding. And the lead is up to 13. There's a 3. That's a big, big shot. It's Brianna Brody. She's got 25. I'm going to run out of numbers for Brianna Brody. I can only keep track of scores up to 30. There's another 3. Caden Quinn trying to get an answer. That's no good. Good back and forth now as that one, a foul is called on A-Town, I believe. Yep, Kennedy Quinn picks up the foul. That's A-Town's second. Emma Gunther rebounding. I was going to look that up. 3.8 rebounds again. I feel like that's more. Maybe it's just she rebounds the ball at the right time. I don't know. 5 minutes to go here. Quarter number 4. Trip to the regional semifinals on the line as that one's tipped by Haley Redding and it's stolen away. A-Town gets it back. Emma Gunther hands it off to Kennedy Quinn. Another turnover for the Lady Princes. Here's Quinn, splits a double team, gets the pass to Gunther, who lays it up and in, excuse me. Emma Gunther in double figures. Lead back up to 12. Here's Brianna Brody the other way, missed the layup. That one rimmed out. Here comes Emma Gunther, picks up her dribble, gets it to Quinn. 4.5 to go here in the fourth. 52-40. Left side, Avery Stiegel. Now it's Taylor Ford. A whistle and a foul is going to be called on McGinn. Kinley McGinn committing the foul. That is Princeville's first here in this quarter. And a substitution, Caden Quinn will come in for Avery Stiegel. And I believe a timeout might have been called. Yep, timeout is called by A-Town. It's a full timeout. We'll take it with them. Back after this on TSSR Game Time Live, brought to you by MDH.
Working at MDH feels special to me because I'm also from a small community like MDH, and I love to be able to care for communities like this and be able to give them high standards of excellence with medical care as possible. You know, some people like to take more of a medical approach to their care. Some people like to take more of a holistic. And I just want to be able to make their plan of care as individualized as possible.
Welcome back, TSSR Game Time Live, brought to you by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call here this evening as we are in quarter number 4, regional quarterfinals here in Class 1A in girls basketball. Winner of this game will take on the 1 seed in the Princeville Regional in Princeville on Monday night. That'll be West Central. Obviously a tall task with their star player, who I can't think of right off the top of my head. I had her name in my head last night as I was working with Dwayne in West Burlington, but now for some reason I can't remember the name of her. Somebody help me out in the comments, please. Who's that star player there for West Central? Had like 55 in a game earlier this season. She is just unreal. Emma Gunther might have got away with a travel there. Ball's back inbounds as we approach 4 minutes to go. Nice play. Driving all the way to the basket. It's Kennedy Quinn laying it up and in. Kennedy Quinn gets that one to go, and the lead's up as big as it's been here today. 14-point lead, 54-40. Inside pass, it's Brianna Brody. That shot too strong, and the rebound comes out to A-Town. 3:45 to go in the fourth. Right side, Emma Gunther. Steve, I wondered where you were, Steve. He's in the comments as that one goes a little too high, out of bounds. Looking for Caden Quinn. Says, go Tornadoes. Steve is a regular on our A-Town streams throughout the regular year. We appreciate you watching, Steve. And we look forward to maybe doing this again next year. We shall see. A lot needs to happen between now and then, but we will see what happens between now and then. Princeville moving the basketball around, gets it back into Brody, and the foul is called. That'll be on the floor, so no shot. I got to plug my laptop in before it dies. Would hate to have that happen here as I'm trying to keep track of everything. As Brody gets it. Nice little tip pass into Kinley McGinn, and that one's up and good. And a big basket for Princeville as they look to come back, looking to get a run started. We'll see if that is the start to this run, as we've got a timeout on the floor. 54-42 our score. We'll take a quick timeout. Back after this on TSSR Game Time Live, brought to you by MDH.
I chose physical therapy because I knew I wanted to be in the healthcare field. I wanted to be able to help patients in some way related to more in depth. We get to know our patients, and that's really what kind of sets us apart.
Welcome back, TSSR Game Time Live, brought to you by MDH. 3:17 to go here in quarter number 4 as we set the scene here. Regional quarterfinals, excuse me. A trip to the regional semifinals on the line. The A-Town Tornadoes have led by as much as 14 at one point here, but Princeville, you know, every time we've seen Princeville once earlier this year, and most of this game, you saw Princeville usually fight back. We'll see if they can get one run started here in the final 3 minutes of this ball game, looking to keep their season alive and looking for a chance to go home to face West Central because Princeville's hosting the regional. Ball up the floor. Here's Caden Quinn. Quinn is having a huge, huge game as a push and a foul is going to be called on A-Town. That's certainly a good start if you're Princeville. Caden Quinn, one of 3 players in double figures here tonight. She's got 11. Or excuse me, all 4 players who have scored tonight here are in double figures for A-Town. 16 apiece for Kennedy Quinn and Haley Redding. Nice pass inside. Brianna Brody puts that one up and in. She is definitely in double figures. She's at 27. Problem is she's not getting much help. Makes it a 10-point game. Nice pass off the foot of Princeville. They say out of bounds to A-Town, but the far side official came in, and I think he's going to overturn this. Yeah, they are going to overturn that. Princeville's going to lose their mind, but it hit off the knee. That was a good call right there. A good play by the far side official coming in and making that call. Gunther will fling the ball up the floor back by the logo as Kennedy Quinn with it. Taylor Ford. Wow, what a missile there into the corner. There's Kennedy Quinn, wide open 3. That's no good, and the rebound comes out. I feel like that one might have been the nail in the coffin, but Princeville still's got a chance here, down 10. Paisley Schock. Here's Kinley McGinn. Trying to get it back inside to Brody. Backing down. Pass goes off the hands of Schock. And that ball tipped around and ends up being stolen. Here comes A-Town. Kennedy Quinn right side. 2:10 to go here in the fourth. Zoom out there a little bit there, camera. There we go. Emma Gunther a whistle and a foul. That'll be the second foul on Princeville here in this quarter. Here we are at the end of the regular season, and yet I still struggle with keeping track of the fouls because there's just so much going on. So much going on behind the scenes that you don't see either. As the whistle and a timeout, 30-second timeout. Coach Brent Dugan trying to save a 5-second call, so we'll take a 15-second break. Back after this on TSSR Game Time Live, brought to you by MDH.
Well, I've always had an interest in the medical field, and then growing up, I actually went through physical therapy myself for an injury, and that got me back to playing my sports and the activities that I loved. So seeing that firsthand, I got to see how much physical therapy could really benefit.
Welcome back, TSSR Game Time Live, brought to you by MDH. 2 minutes exactly here in quarter number 4. A 10-point lead for the A-Town Tornadoes as they look to advance to the regional semifinals to take on West Central. That'll be on Monday. We've mentioned it many times here in this broadcast as the inbounds play goes to Kennedy Quinn. We might be soon seeing the foul game. We never know. Here comes Princeville trying to get a trap. Nice play there, getting it to Gunther, but it's tipped and stolen away. Paisley Schock, and a nice play there, and putting up the shot, no good, but a foul is called. Sydney Kratzer will go to the line with 1:45 to go here in quarter number 4. And that'll be the 5th foul on A-Town, so that'll put Princeville in the bonus. I don't know why the bonus was lit up on the Tornadoes side most of this half. I don't know what we're waiting for here. Maybe waiting for a substitution. Substitution because Taylor Ford just picked up her 5th foul. Steve, you're helping me out. Shelby Bowman. I knew that. Shelby Bowman is the name of the star there at West Central. Yeah, and that'll be who is awaiting the winner of this ball game. First free throw is no good by Sydney Kratzer. Just 45% from the free throw line on the season. Kratzer's second on the way, and that one's up and good. Much better free throw there. Makes it a single-digit deficit as a whistle and a foul is called on Princeville, and they might be trying to play the foul game here. A-Town has struggled a little bit at the free throw line, so this might not be a bad strategy. A-Town shooting just 60% from the free throw line. But we saw in a number of games some missed free throws, making games close that really probably shouldn't have been that close. Haley Redding backing down, a little turnaround. Oh, might have got away with the travel. Emma Gunther there to lay it up and in. And that one might just do it. Here comes Princeville the other way. McGinn's shot, that one off the back iron, no good. The rebound goes to Haley Redding. And a whistle and a foul is called. Coach Dugan, even though his team is in pretty good shape, they're up 11 with 1:17 to go, still doing some coaching. He is red hot. As that foul on Princeville, it's their fourth. And Kennedy Quinn, a whistle and a foul called just before that ball goes out of bounds. That'll be on Sydney Kratzer, and that'll push Princeville into the bonus, or over the limit. That'll push A-Town into the bonus. Both teams now in the bonus with 1:16 to go in quarter number 4. First free throw on the way for Kennedy Quinn is up and good. 17 points to lead the way for A-Town. 57-45, 1:15 left in this one. That one's up and good. 2 for 2 from the line for Kennedy Quinn. She's definitely the one that A-Town looks to with those free throws down the stretch, as that one out of bounds off the hands of Princeville. And time is running out for the Lady Princes. 1:10 to go here in the fourth. Inbounds pass goes to Redding. Trap comes, but a whistle and a foul called on Princeville. That'll be Addison Buckley with the foul. Brianna Brody, before we start getting into the end of this ball game, it's worth noting Brianna Brody has been incredible. Sydney Kratzer, the senior, is fouled out, and the emotions hitting her as she has played likely her final ball game in a Prince's uniform. Fouling out, Sydney had 3 points here today as the first free throw is up and good for Haley Redding. Brianna Brody, though, with 27 points here in this game. Problem for Princeville is they just haven't been able to get any help on the other side. 2 free throws good for Haley Redding. She's got 18. Back into Brody it goes. That one's stripped. A nice play there by Stiegel. And a whistle and a tie-up. Possession arrow will give it to A-Town. .5 seconds to go. Kennedy Quinn with the basketball as a whistle. Oh, a travel is called on Kennedy Quinn. And Princeville will get the basketball back here. 54.2 seconds to go here in quarter number 4. Up top it goes. Inside, that one. Fight for the basketball. Goes back to Princeville. Left side. Driving is Schock. Schock's shot is no good. A whistle and a foul, I believe, is going to be called on Paisley Schock. That'll be her third. JB. Let's see here. JB asking, did A-Town get to assign this crew, or did the IHSA do it since it's a quarterfinal? I'm guessing it's an IHSA crew here. As the first free throw is up and good by Emma Gunther. But I don't actually know the answer to that one. Second one's up and good as well. That's the second time I've seen something in the comments about the officiating crew. I think they've done a fantastic job here today. I've seen this very crew, and there goes Brianna Brody again. A wide open layup. That one's up and good. She's at 29 now. Will she hit 30 before this one comes to an end? There's Avery Stiegel going the other way. No good on the shot. Rebound fought for. There's Haley Redding's shot. No good with 15 seconds to go Here's Brianna Brody going for 31 or more. Driving all the way to the basket. Shot no good. Offensive rebound put up no. Offensive rebound again. That's up and good. 31 for Brianna Brody. And that'll do it. That'll do it here at A-Town. 62-49. The A-Town Tornadoes advancing to the regional semifinal. Princeville, their season coming to an end. Just one win shy of hosting a couple of regional games. Boy, wouldn't that have been a scene to see. But the A-Town Tornadoes will advance. And waiting for them is Shelby Bowman and the West Central Heat, a team that they have lost to twice earlier in the year. My headset just came off. My apologies right there. Earlier in the year is what I meant to say. As the A-Town Tornadoes advancing here, 62-49, your final score. What a ball game. What a ball game. And even though, you got a 13-point game, it really was much closer than that most of the way. Now things kind of getting out of hand a little bit down the stretch. As Coach Dugan going to come on here and say something. You see if I can get that other mic working here. And we'll see what he has to say to the team here, as this is the last home game of the year.
Hey, A-Town fans, really appreciate coming out to today's game for the first round regionals. But more importantly, the team effort that we got today, these girls did an excellent job. Also, we celebrate a win, but we celebrate more importantly by team effort, by individual stats as well. But this individual stats is one of those remarkable ones. 1,000-point score happened today, 11-point mark.
So there you go, a moment that was highlighted by Courtney in the comment section earlier in the ball game. Courtney Oakman, kudos on keeping track of that. Haley Redding getting her 1,000th point of her career, so the team obviously celebrating that special moment. Haley's got another year, so she can pile on in the stats category there. What a ball game, though. The A-Town Tornadoes picking up the win. It's their 23rd. 23-7 on the year. And again, waiting for them is the monster of Shelby Bowman and the West Central Heat. So that'll be certainly an interesting game coming up on Monday in Princeville, 6 o'clock. I don't know. I don't believe we're sending anybody there here from TSSR. I'd have to talk to the old boss man. It would not be me. However, if that was maybe a 7:30 game, I might try. But it's a 6 o'clock game, and that's a long drive. And I have another job on top of this, which I enjoy doing both. So that is that probably would not happen there on Monday, which is unfortunate because I would love to see how far this A-Town team can go, and who knows? Who knows? Maybe TSSR will send somebody to Princeville there on Monday. What a ball game, though. A-Town getting help from pretty much everybody here tonight as they get help from Kennedy Quinn and Haley Redding, who, of course, was just honored just a moment ago for scoring her 1,000th point. She and Kennedy Quinn both finishing with 18 points apiece. 14 points for Emma Gunther. What a great day for her. I mean, Emma Gunther, as I look through my stats throughout the year, you didn't see something like this coming. She had 7 in the first game that I did back on December 4th against Wethersfield. Other than that, she had single digits, never got into double figures. Now, I'm not saying she hasn't gotten into double figures all year, but you look at the stat line, just 4 points a game during the regular season, and you look at that and you say, oh my, 14 points for Emma Gunther. That's incredible. So what a day for Emma Gunther in one of the biggest stages of the season. And then Caden Quinn getting the job done here tonight as she finishes with 11 points to become the 4th player in double figures. Avery Stiegel also had 1 point there, so missed out on Avery Stiegel, the one free throw that she had here today. So 5 players did score for A-Town, 4 of them, though, in double figures, which Coach Dugan will take that every single time. And if you're going to keep up with the weapon that is Shelby Bowman, you got to get an outing like this. You got to get an outing where you have multiple players scoring in double figures in order to get the job done. So what a job, and they'll certainly hope to replicate that coming up on Monday in Princeville against West Central. We are looking around waiting for potentially talking to Coach Dugan, as we usually do here at the end of these home games, at least have down the stretch during the regular year. It's been an absolute blast talking to him. Hope to maybe talk to him a little bit more down the stretch as well. If this A-Town team is able to get to the sectional, of course that is looking down the road a little bit too far, but if they are able to get the job done, I'm just saying I would make a special trip over to Bushnell for the sectional games. If the A-Town team, it just so happens to make their way to Bushnell for sectionals. So maybe I know that's not going to be any sort of motivation for them. They could care less whether I'm on the mic or not, but certainly would be fun to see this A-Town team back in Bushnell coming up down the road here in the playoffs. But 62 points for A-Town, certainly a good number when when 4 of your players in double figures. Again, you'll take that every time. Let's take a look at the scoring breakdown. And again, it cannot be, we can't avoid the fact, we gotta talk about her incredible performance. Even though it was in a losing effort, Brianna Brody was just a force to be reckoned with. She finishes with 31 points. But you look at the score there, just 49 for them. Yeah, that certainly doesn't bode well when you only get 31 points from your star player and only 18 points from the rest of the team. Didn't get a lot of help there, to say the least, for the Princeville Lady Princes. Addison Buckley with 7 points, 5 points for Kinley McGinn, 3 points for Sydney Kratzer, and 3 points as well for Paisley Schock. Now a radio affiliate is here talking to Coach Dugan at the moment, so we hope to talk to him afterwards. But once I'm going to take a break here. When we come back, we will take a look again at the regional schedule and some other regional pairings down the road. So we'll talk about that and hopefully talk to Coach Dugan here in just a moment as you're watching TSSR Game Time Live, brought to you by MDH.
I chose the MDH OBGYN group because I've heard wonderful things about Dr. Smith. And upon entering the office, I really got along with everybody and got a warm feeling. The staff is warm and inviting and welcoming. It's a small community, so it's a really nice hospital to have here in the rural area. I continue to choose MDH because of the relationships I have. I really enjoy everybody here.
Welcome back, TSSR Game Time Live, brought to you by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call here, wrapping things up here from A-Town High School as the A-Town Tornadoes advancing to the regional semifinal, a 62-49 win over the Princeville Lady Princes. And A-Town, their next opponent, we talked about it a number of times throughout the broadcast here, but they will now focus their attention on the regional semifinal Monday in Princeville. That is quite the drive. Getting to go there Monday night at 6 o'clock for the regional semifinal game. Let's take a look at maybe some of those other matchups going on here. By the way, if anybody has a score of any of the games going on in the Class 1A girls state tournament, I would certainly appreciate any score, because then they give us something to talk about while we wait for Coach Dugan. But today, obviously, the Princeville and A-Town matchup goes to A-Town, so A-Town advancing, taking on West Central in the first semifinal game. That's a 6 o'clock start in Princeville. And then the 7:30 game, Weathersfield, who we've seen here in this building earlier this year. Weathersfield will take on either Stark County or Elmwood, which many would assume it would be Elmwood, 21-7, while Stark County coming in at just 3-25 on the year. Of course, you never know. I've seen stranger things happen. Basketball is a very weird sport in that way, but you just never know. But many would assume it'll be Weathersfield taking on Elmwood, and then the winner of that game will take on the winner of West Central and A-Town in the regional championship game, which will be Friday night at 7 o'clock. So we will keep a close eye on the rest of this Princeville regional, but that'll be where things head here Monday, February 12th, and Friday, February 16th is the next two games on the Princeville regional. So we'll keep a close eye on that, and who knows, Friday, if A-Town is able to sneak through and beat West Central, maybe, just maybe, there's a chance I could make it to Princeville in time. Fingers crossed. I'd have to talk to the boss as well. I mean, we'd have to get permission from the school and everything like that. So, yeah, there's a lot that still needs to be figured out here. But first and foremost, obviously, will be Monday's game against West Central. 20-7 West Central coming into Monday's ball game against the 23-7 A-Town Tornadoes. Weathersfield at 25-4. How in the world did they get the 4 seed? All those 4 losses must have been against their conference opponents. So that's probably how they got the 4 seed, while West Central at 20-7 got the 1 seed. Of course, your non-conference schedule probably had something to do with it there as well. I'm sure West Central played some pretty tough opponents. When you got Shelby Bowman, you might as well go play some tough opponents and see how she does against those teams. I'd be excited. You know, if you're an A-Town fan, you want to see that matchup between Shelby Bowman and Kennedy Quinn. That would be a whole lot of fun. But the way Haley Redding has been playing, I mean, she's been able to take some of the load off of Kennedy Quinn here these last few games. She had 24 points in the second half on Wednesday. She had 18 here today, tied for a team high. She is second on the team in scoring, 17 points a game, right behind Kennedy Quinn. So you look at her numbers and you just think, wow, she's got the potential to be. I said it during the broadcast earlier. You think she would be the star if Kennedy Quinn wasn't on this roster? I think it very easily could be said Haley Redding would be the star player on this team. She's got some great numbers: 17.2 points per game, 6.5 rebounds a game. She's great from 3. Shoots 36% from behind the 3-point arc, 63 made threes. Over the course of the regular season, and she's also an excellent free throw shooter. She shoots 70%, which is also better than Kennedy Quinn. But the scary thought also is that Kennedy Quinn is going into her sophomore season while Haley Redding is going to be a senior next year. And, boy, that two-headed monster in an A-Town uniform, oh boy, that will be a lot of fun to see as teams still actually on the floor. I see Haley Redding actually getting some pictures with some of her family members and some of the fans. Very exciting seeing her score her 1,000th point. I don't know when it was. Courtney, though, you're right there in the comments saying that she was indeed at 1,000 points. So that is just awesome that we were a part of that. 1,000 points, that is a tough feat for anybody, but especially here in high school. That is very impressive nonetheless. So congratulations once again to Haley Redding. And yeah, that is it was, again, a special time here at A-Town High School there after the ball game. So we're still waiting for Coach Dugan. He is still chatting with the radio affiliate. I'm not sure which radio affiliate made their way here to Abingdon, but once we get the chance to chat with him, we will talk about this ball game here. We appreciate everybody staying on here and bearing with us while we wait for Coach Dugan. But, of course, when you're in the playoffs, you're going to have more media outlets clamoring to talk to the said head coach. If I had like somebody down on the floor, I'd love to talk to a couple of those players potentially there as well. Maybe next year we'll get a sideline reporter or something, get them down there and have them chat, have them send a player up every now and then. But maybe we'll talk to Coach Dugan about that another time. 62-49, again, the final score. Feel free to get into the comments here if you've got any questions for Coach Dugan. You want to ask him anything or whatever the case may be, we'll potentially have some time for that. Princeville Regional, Monday, 6 o'clock. A-Town will take on West Central for the 3rd time this season. Man, I wish I could get to Princeville. You think I could call in sick? You think I could take a sick day and make the trip to Princeville? Boy, that would be a lot of fun. I'd love to see it, but you never know. You never know. Coach Dugan making his way over here, so we'll get the chance to chat with him here just a moment there. All right, how's it feeling there, Coach? Congratulations, 62-49, the big win here. Moving on here, regional quarterfinal, getting that obviously here at home had to be a pretty special moment there for you guys, and big congratulations. Moving on.
Yeah, we're really excited about it. Obviously, Princeville's a tough opponent, especially in that first round playing game. Is that what that's called these days, a playing game? But I think Coach Gross and I would both agree that that's not how IHSA should have set that up. It's not fair to Princeville. It's not fair to A-Town. And then you got West Central as no 1 seed playing two teams that they got on their floor.
Yeah.
They beat on their floor, but
Right.
they barely beat them.
Exactly.
By 4 and 5, and obviously West Central's got to be scratching their heads.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, just saying, hey, wait a minute, why is this set up this way? Who doesn't like us at the IHSA? But you know how that goes. March Madness, everybody's talking about that one team that didn't fall in the bracket right or whatever.
Right.
It's all about matchups, and who's getting who. You got to make that next step anyway. So whatever team's in your way, you got to make that step anyway, and you got to play better teams to get there.
Certainly do, and you're moving on here, taking on a West Central team that, you faced them twice, and you played two very close games. I mean, I know we'll talk about this game, obviously, but looking ahead, what's kind of the mindset for you guys going into Monday's game? You got the first game there Monday in Princeville. Not really a home field, home court advantage for either side all the way there in Princeville. So what's kind of the mindset going into a game against an opponent that you haven't been able to beat in two separate occasions? What's the approach going into game number 3?
Well, we're looking forward to it. One, the challenge is what it is at this time of year. There are no guarantees from this, going forward. But, we have a script on them, Scout. They do the same with us. So they're going to try to take a few things away from us. Obviously, Haley Redding's in their scout report. So is Kennedy. And obviously from the last film that they saw when we played them last, there's some things that they're going to have to do differently because we did have some open shots. Now, we got to knock those down. As you saw today, we missed a few here and there, and it kind of cost us some momentum or whatever. But I would also say our defense is a lot better today than it was maybe 2-3 weeks ago. I thought our help side was fantastic today, and the Brody girl, compliments to her. She still scored 31.
Yeah,
31 points, and those are the toughest 31 points, I think. If you asked her, she'd be like, yeah, that was really tough on me, and I know that's unfortunate that she's got – I'd love to have her on my team, but, yeah, that's kind of the bad part about this time of year.
What a way to go out, though, in that way. So, we were just talking about her. She averaged 21 points a game, so nothing to, hang her head about. Obviously, it's a very emotional set there. But for your side here, you kind of got a whole team effort. You had 4 players in double figures here today. And while you didn't have that one really breakout, and just the way that these two girls have been playing, it's clear that your two leaders on this ball club are Kennedy Quinn and Haley Redding, especially Haley. The last 2 games that she has had, she had 24 points in the second half against Anawan on Wednesday. To do that, to come in here and also score her 1,000th point, which is a pretty special moment there.
We kept that quiet, more so for Haley because I didn't want to get that in her mind. But, yeah, she got her 1,000th point at the 11-point mark today.
Okay.
Yeah, once she got the 11th point, then she got her 1,000th point, which is a great, one of those things that a high school kid does. That's great experience, and she's still a junior.
Right.
That's what people forget.
Yeah. And I think, if you didn't have a Kennedy Quinn on the team, I was just saying, she might be the star of this team. With the numbers that she put up, you can make that argument that she, even with Kennedy Quinn, is the star of this team with the numbers that she put up this year.
Yeah, and that's the compliment. No offense to Princeville, they do what they do well, and then you got to stop Brody. Well, then there's that the pecking order. The second person's got to do some things. And as you talked about, Emma, Caden, what they did, putting the points on the board today. And, Avery's talking to me about that last layup she missed with 12 seconds left. Okay, if you're going to miss a layup and we're up 17, 18 points, I'll accept that. But also, we got to be better, get better. And we all understand that. And that's the one thing. And have I ever missed a layup before? Yes, I absolutely have. But sometimes I think it's just lack of concentration, or we're so happy that we got it because we do depend on those two to kind of score for us. But, man, when those two are doing what they did, Emma and Caden, and Avery's defense today was, even though there's 31 points against her, it wasn't all against her, by the way, but 31 points, she made everything difficult for Brody.
Yeah.
And that's what her job was today, her role. She accepted it, grabbed a hold of it, and did a fantastic job on the defensive end. But you talked about Kennedy and Haley. I can't say enough about those two and what they do for this team and the scoring and taking the stress off ball handling, shooting. And as you talk about, the star can light them up, either play, and I got those options. And then when you're not paying attention, those two girls are good enough to recognize, hey, Caden's wide open the backside, Emma's underneath. I thought Emma got some, let's call them the dirty deed points, where you had to basically get a loose ball and she was in the right place at the right time. Had 3 fouls early and played her way through it. But she did some nice stuff for us today, and honestly that was fantastic for us to make that next step with those two scoring on with the other 2 stars that we have.
The last time that you guys played against Princeville, it was kind of a lower scoring game. What kind of was different today? Was it something that they were doing, or was it just you guys were hitting shots that you guys were able to put up higher? Because the last time you guys played, it was a close 6-point game, very defensive-minded game. What was different today that wasn't the same on January 24th when you guys last played?
I thought we hit some shots, obviously. That's no duh, Coach. But I also thought our spacing was much better, and the speed that we have, we used it effectively, especially in the second quarter, or late in the first quarter, early second. We got some runouts, and we got some easier buckets. And obviously with Kennedy having the ball in her hand, all eyes go to her, man, because, she can go by about anyone, and when she goes by him, well, somebody's got to be there to help. She recognizes that, kicks it to the backside. Oh, by the way, we got a 1,000-point scorer on the backside hitting that shot. And if you don't get back quick enough, that's going to hit you pretty quick. So we did play a little more. We played better full court, and then obviously it became a defensive game late. And then I thought our execution on the defensive side, we took some ill-advised shots on the offensive side. Maybe not bad shots, but I like the killer instinct we had. But clock becomes your opponent at some point in time,
right.
And I feel much better with our team hitting free throws, than hitting maybe a 3-point shots as a lower percentage shot.
Talking to the head coach of the A-Town Tornadoes, Brent Dugan. The A-Town Tornadoes advancing to the regional semifinals, where they will take on West Central on Monday at 6 o'clock in Princeville. But this game, it was so close there in the early goings there. What kind of gave you guys the spark that got you on that run that you guys never really turned around? Felt like a 7-0 run at the start of the second half. What was going on there that game was so close, and then what kind of gave you the edge there in that second half?
I'll give my assistant coaches, Coach Tinkham and Coach Seacrest and Coach Marr, they just keep throwing things at me. Hey, did you see this? What if we did that? And, sometimes it does bounce off me. I got to be honest that, okay, I'm in the game, but, I'm hearing you, but I don't know when we're going to put it in. Halftime adjustments, we did a couple of different things with our offense. Hey, what if we did this? I took that information in from Coach Tink and Coach Seacrest, and they were absolutely right. And those adjustments, I'll give them a lot of credit for that. With those adjustments that we made, that got Haley a couple different shots. Coach Seacrest's words were, got to get Haley going. And, when that happens, then it makes Kennedy a lot better player, because then she can drive that lane. And obviously she's tough. And I also thought Brody getting her third foul, middle of that third quarter, I think that was on a kind of a nice play, backside pass, went up strong, and I think we got fouled, but got Brody that third foul. And I think that she sits in the lane, and she's a tall girl, and she makes things difficult for driving lanes, and I will give Princeville a lot of credit for that. It makes it tough for us to play, but I also will say our girls adjusted that well.
Talking to the head coach of the A-Town Tornadoes, Brent Dugan here. Coach, obviously, as you said, nothing is guaranteed. I don't know if our plan is to get there on Monday, but, this might be one of the final times that we get the chance to talk to you here this season, unless things play out down the road. But is there anything you want to say to the A-Town faithful that may be watching there on the season that you guys have had here? Last time you'll play here in this gym for the 2023-2024 season. Is there anything you want to say to those truthful fans out there?
Well, I want to recognize Addie Anderson's our lone senior this year, and that was her last home game, and I was trying to get her in there, and we missed the layup. I was going to call timeout, but unfortunately I didn't get her in. That's on me, and I wish I could have done that just so she could have been on this floor one last time. But she will be on it for practice time, and hopefully that extends on into the postseason.
Right.
I'll say that, but I'll also say about the community, I thought the crowd was really great today. It seemed like it was electric. Every big play we had, every shot that went down, maybe even the defensive side. Even Avery coming off the floor, she got recognized for the defensive effort she did and making it difficult for Brody. And, again, making it difficult for Brody, she still scored 31.
It's hard to do.
Which is very hard to do. Like I said, her footwork is phenomenal. But I thought Avery's defense also needs to be recognized. I thought Caden's defense on number 4 today and taking away that high post a little bit and those back cuts that she killed us on the first time we played them, her taking that away with her wingspan and just the defense she played. And then, of course, Emma making those points and playing with 3 fouls. That's a experienced player, even though she's a junior. But all those fans got to see that tonight. Keep watching us.
Yeah.
And keep growing, because, as I told the girls, every game from this point forward, the bus gets bigger, the crowds get bigger, and the games get bigger.
Well, and I saw the article that came out from the Peoria Journal-Star that you said you thought maybe this was maybe a year ahead of schedule. I mean, what you guys have been able to do this season is nothing short of fantastic. With one of your star players being a freshman, you said in that article that you think it maybe was a year ahead of schedule.
Yeah, we are a year ahead of schedule, but that's the makeup of this team. Is I feel like the teams I've had in the past, as far as program goes, we've been better after New Year's, and that's when it starts clicking for us. This year we were like better after December 5th. Let's just call it that day. Once that happened, the flickering light stopped flickering. The light popped on, and some of the players got to know their roles, and they've obviously just stepped forward big time. And not only were we a year ahead of schedule, but maybe even more 2 months ahead of schedule on this year. So really appreciate how they've worked, and now it's paying off. And like I said, we don't have many cupcakes on our schedule, if any, and we've definitely done a nice job of finishing games, and that's what's going to prepare you for this time of season.
I like how you picked December 5th, because after December 4th was a game against Wethersfield. I think you knew deep down, because after December 4th, you guys won 10 of 11. So
yeah.
Well done on that,
sorry,
there, Coach.
Wyatt, I did know that.
And that's what coaches do. And you've done a fantastic job coaching this team this year, and congratulations. Regional semifinal, obviously that tough opponent is waiting for you, but congratulations, best of luck the rest of the way, and we'll be here rooting for you here. So
we really appreciate your support.
Absolutely. We enjoy being here, and best of luck there Monday against West Central. That is head coach Brent Dugan joining us here on TSSR as he gets his faithful there riled up here in the final stages as we get ready to tear down, and we thank Coach Dugan for joining us here as we have most of the season. So big congratulations to him, big congratulations to A-Town, congratulations to Princeville. 18-13 are wrapping up the regular season and the postseason here. No season to sneeze at whatsoever, but congratulations to them on a great year. Obviously coming up a little short, but they will look to rebound and see what the 2024-2025 campaign will be for the Lady Princes of Princeville. Of course, we'll see them next year as they are a conference opponent against A-Town. So we will likely see that matchup again, which two excellent matchups here in 2023-2024. It was a lot of fun covering them, a lot of fun covering this A-Town team. And like I told Coach, I don't know how many more we'll have, if at any more in the state tournament run, but to everybody out there, A-Town girls basketball fans, this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning, and he says it's a year ahead of schedule. I am very curious to see what this team can do when it is on schedule, according to Coach Dugan. But down the road, we'll see how it all goes. And the A-Town Tornadoes moving on to the regional semifinal, where they will take on West Central on Monday night, 6 o'clock in Princeville. If you're an A-Town fan, want to be there, support those girls, and if the A-Town Tornadoes get far enough to where it works for us at TSSR, I assume the great Dwayne in charge here at TSSR will try to make that happen so we can get A-Town on TSSR one more time. We'll see how it all plays out. I would assume that Bushnell sectional, if they can get through the regional and get to that Bushnell sectional, certainly want to circle that as potential for us to make that trip. But we'll see how it all plays out. It's been an absolute blast covering these girls all season, and best of luck to them on this trip to the state tournament. And the regional semifinal, again, coming up on Monday against West Central. For our camera girl, Alyssa, my name's Wyatt Reed. It's been an absolute pleasure broadcasting this one. We got boys basketball coming up on Tuesday here from A-Town High School, so A-Town broadcasts are not done quite yet. And then we'll also have a playoff game coming up the following Monday. I was just told the regional quarterfinal will be held here. So keep that in mind. We'll have that for you here as well on TSSR. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll talk to you on Tuesday for the boys basketball game. Once again, the final score, the A-Town Tornadoes advancing to the regional semifinal, 62-49. Have a wonderful rest of your Saturday, and thanks for joining us on TSSR Game Time Live, brought to you by MDH.